back to HR Talk with Vicky Baez and JC. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to HR Talk. A little bit over modulation. Let's start that over. We are not off to a good start today.
I love Monday recordings.
I hate it. Stand by.
Okay.
Welcome back to HR Talk with Vicky Baez and JC. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another amazing, fantastic episode of HR Talk. I'm JC. In the northeastern United States, buried by 20,000 feet of snow. Snowpocalypse! That's right. And all the way down in sunny Central Florida, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who drinks pink lemonade like it's water, but you don't know there's vodka in it, Ricky Baez!
You're not lying, and brother, I dig the music. I like it.
Do you?
Yeah, man, I feel like I'm in a rave back in 1998.
Yeah. What was the name of that club in downtown Orlando?
Back in the day that had some really good rave-ish music. Firestone, downtown Orlando.
That was it, Firestone. Yes, this is that Firestone vibe, right?
Oh, yes,
Ricky's
sir.
out there with the glow sticks. Glow stick Ricky. Look, talking about...
Well, I was going to say, that's a great pickup line, right? If you're in a club and you're in the service and you're used to these glow sticks, you just go to a club, find a girl who's like looking for some glow sticks, and you're like, you know what? I got a whole bunch of those back on base. Want to come with me and check those out? Then you get in trouble. See?
25 or 30 years ago.
I interrupted your mojo. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't even remember what I was saying. Welcome back to the show. It's good to see you. You're back from a fantastical cross the world journey. Like you got in your Flintstone car, used your little flippers, and moved your little body all the way across Florida to another place. You were putting pictures up all over. You had a chance to see the face of the franchise, the guy on the cover art. Talk to me.
I did. Actually, he's believe it or not, regardless of what everybody thinks, he's still alive. He's a real person. And he's still living. He's still doing his thing. Yeah, man, every year, the face of the franchise, his family, my family, and the Captain Dave, we take our annual after Christmas, after holidays, beginning of year vacation. It's just a long weekend. We used to do it at Disney, and we decided let's do it differently now. And now we decided to just get an Airbnb in the nation's oldest city, St. Augustine, Florida.
Now, you know that beyond a shadow of a fact that it is the oldest city. Like, this is not up for debate. It's not Jamestown or somewhere like that.
No, I mean, I got to go with what they're saying. I wasn't there. I'm sure there's enough documentation to prove that to be a fact. Yes. It is the nation's oldest documented city.
People that don't know, where is St. Augustine compared to anywhere in the United States?
Well, St. Augustine, Florida is about, I want to say about 50 miles north of Daytona Beach on the same line. So it's between Daytona and Jacksonville, Florida. About 2 hours from my house. And I guess when everybody started coming over here, all the great explorers, and they started setting foot in this great nation, they started setting there amongst the first places to arrive. But it was the first established city back in the 1500s. Really cool story.
America's oldest city, St. Augustine, founded September of 1565 by Don Pedro Mendez.
That's my uncle.
De Aviles of Spain.
Oh, that's not
It's the longest continually inhabited European-founded city in the United States, more commonly called the nation's oldest city. Now, I mentioned Jamestown, Ricky. Jamestown, Virginia, was established 1607.
Ooh.
And guess what other city was established in 1607?
Buffalo, New York.
Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I figured
out little fast facts for you. Yeah. No, Albany, New York. That came to be in 1614. Plymouth, Massachusetts 1620.
Mm, okay.
New Jersey City, New Jersey. You know Jersey.
I
Who
know Jersey.
doesn't know Jersey?
That's right.
Jersey, 1617. Look at that.
New Jersey has been around since
No.
1617?
Jersey City, New Jersey,
I'm sorry.
1617. Yeah.
Jersey City. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whole lot going on there,
Yeah.
Baez. All right. So you went to St. Augustine. Did you have a good HR retreat?
I don't know if that's what you want to call it. I mean, come on. The face was there, right? Every time the face is around, nothing is HR-ish. I mean, I guess it's a retreat from HR. Yeah, I get it. His family was there. My family was there. All we did was just explore that beautiful city, take advantage of the culture there. We saw a couple of museums and a couple of historical sites, and then went back to our Airbnb, which was beautiful, by the way, and lit up the fireplace, started cooking up some steaks, and just hung out in the backyard. It was
What about
great time.
what about the COVID fears though? Like the COVID fear of Airbnb COVID.
So we talked about that. We talked about that because anybody who listens to this show who lives all over the U.S., all over the world, everybody has different experiences when it comes to COVID. Some reason Florida, man, is like it doesn't exist. Everybody is out and about. Masks are optional in some places, and you are literally responsible for your own safety. And I kind of like that because I'd rather me be the one calling those shots. And, if I run into some people who are not wearing a mask, I just stay away from them. It's no biggie, but it was insanely packed for a country that's locked down because of a pandemic. But yeah, it's still thriving. People are making money. Businesses are open, and it's like nothing's happening. It's just people are being more fashionista with a mask.
When you hit the road, you took pictures, you put it out to the internet, you had the recording gear, you've got some clips. Let's go right to the clips. Let's go to the clips. What do you got?
Let's go to the clips that do not exist. And here's why, JC. They don't, man. Look, here's the thing. The last thing I want to do
you had good intentions to record, but the reality of life took hold, right?
It did. It's a rare time where I get to see the face of the franchise, and I don't in the small amount of time that I do get to see him, I don't want to bog everything down with busting out the recording gear, right? Now I brought it with me just in case. And yes, we were having a good time. We were having dinner, just reminiscing, just remembering back in the old days and how life is right now. Why would I ever want to interrupt that flow of conversation, that flow of environment with the recording gear? Yeah.
Have a couple cocktails, grill your steaks, kick back, enjoy time. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Great. It was great. But let me tell you, man, if you've never been to a museum, you need to. But you know what an amazing experience is really all about? Is when you go to a museum with the face of the franchise.
Okay, so you're just talking any museum. If you've never been to any museum in the world, go to one. But if you've been to one or never been to one, go with the face. Why? What's
First of all, if you get to know the face, do not go to a museum with him being your first time and then go to a museum. Then your whole experience is ruined because he takes it to that next level, bro. He really does.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You know he has this weird, off the beaten path visions and thoughts about life.
They're not weird. I think his thoughts about life are pretty well grounded, actually.
Yeah, it takes a little while for me.
At times.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for, right? So anyway, we are.
He's one of the best guys I know.
Oh, me too. I mean, come on.
Okay, all right.
But when we're the Leitner Museum in St. Augustine, Florida, which used to be a hotel back in the 1800s.
All right.
It's this humongous place that has a lot of just a lot of different artifacts from the 19th century and all these different things, and just following him around, listening to his take on all these things. It's just amazing. I'll give you a great example.
So he told you the true history behind the artifacts.
No. He told me what he would do with that artifact if he lived in that time frame. It was freaking hilarious, bro.
Give us an
really
example.
was.
Give us an example. What do you mean?
So there was this big Russian urn that this Russian urn can be dated back to the 1700s, right?
All right.
And the thing is humongous. I guess back then, how you depicted your status in life is how big your urn is to kind of carry your legacy after your life, right? And you got some urns that are, I mean, that are as big as a man. I mean, they're freaking huge, right? Anyway, people are looking at it, and we're in line just looking at this one Russian urn. And people are saying, oh my God, that's beautiful. Next person, oh my God, look at all that gold. Next person, oh my God, could you believe that's how they depict the statuses back then? And here comes the face. How much vodka can you put in that thing? What's that, about 20 gallons? No, that can't be right. How much barbecue sauce can that hold? Nah, I don't think they thought about that back then. You really think they used that to bathe babies? I mean, shit like that, bro. It's just hilarious. I don't do it justice. I really don't. Just being with him, listening with his drawl, how he just comes up with these things, and he doesn't wait for any kind of a response. He just goes on to the next one. So I'm following him, right? Because everybody's, it's all together, and he's going to all these different places. It really felt like a celebrity was in the house, and he was being followed by both his family and this weird guy with a camera. It was really fun. It was
pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it is. Captain Dave was there as well. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How is he doing?
He's good. He was there as well. He didn't go into the museum. He was hungry, so he went to get something to eat. So we're like, all right, Captain Dave, I'll catch you later. I mean, we're here to watch, to look at all these historical artifacts, and he just wanted, a fish and chip sandwich. Yeah, no, fish and chips. Right.
Fish and chips. Gotcha.
So we caught up with him later. So and we're just walking around that city, going into shops, buying all these different things, patronizing the small mom and pops, which I like to do, and throw some green their way. So
isn't that like one of those double entendre words, right?
Which one?
Like don't patronize me.
Oh, got it.
I'm gonna patronize that store.
It is. It's got double meaning, but for a small business, trust me, they want to be patronized. Yes, they really do.
Folks like to see life from another perspective. They can expand the mind and awareness. These are inspirational quotes. Let's get you back.
If you have a need to patronize me or anybody else, please don't do that. But if you have the opportunity to patronize a small business, especially with cash, do so.
Ricky Baez, the deepest thinker around. Hey, there's a lot going on in the internet space since you've been gone, even going back like about a week or so.
Really?
There was a list of some of the best HR podcasts out there. We did not make that cut yet again. There was a biggest HR influencer list. You were definitely left off that as well.
Aw, I'm
How
sad.
do you feel about both those instances, please?
I really don't care. So what? Fine. All right. So they send me a bill. I didn't pay it. I'm not on the list. Ooh.
Is that what it is? Seriously?
Oh, come on, dude. You really think...
Don't patronize me.
You see, there you go. You used it. There you go. I'm patronizing you now. Yeah, so what? I don't care.
Wait, you're patronizing me because you didn't patronize the organization?
That organization is not a small business, so I don't really care to patronize it. So you're 100% correct in how you worded that. Yes, sir. That's exactly how it works.
So what you're telling me is yet another list that's pay for play?
I think 99% of the lists that are out there that we've never heard of are pay for play. Don't you think so? I mean, come on.
Actually.
Yeah,
I do. Seriously. Seriously.
So why? It's a title. Who cares? I don't care. Do you?
Hey, no, not at all. Hey, so I know you want to get into something specific today. I want to hit you in the mouth with something that
I
really wasn't ready to talk about, but I'm going to do it because it kind of makes sense.
Go.
So there's this gentleman up the road, works at one of the local convenience stores. I was working real close with this guy, just have to get to know him by patronizing the store. numerous times, right? And got to know the guy. A very good guy, very smart guy, one of the best guys, very nice guy. And he's got a great work ethic and very good demeanor, right?
Okay.
And he's looking for a better job. He's looking for a great opportunity. And he says to me the one day, he's like, JC, you've got this podcast. You talk to a lot of people. I would love an opportunity to just even interview for a new job, something that I could move on in life with. That's all.
Okay.
He's not looking for like sky's the limit. He's looking for something. So I put him in touch with a few people at like some staffing firms that I know. Okay. Well, I guess this is where the working relationship starts to fall apart. And I fell on my sword a little bit because at the end of the day, they never called him back. They never called me back. There was no follow through on anything. It was a little sad. I felt really bad. And every time I see him, he's like, hey, did you ever hear from them? I'm like, no, I haven't. Have you? He's like, no. So after about a month of this, he goes, hey, I finally heard back. I'm like, oh, great. What'd they tell you? And I'm not going to say his name or their names. And he says, yeah, they hit me back. They said, thank you so much for your interest. We don't see your resume on file with that application. If you could go back to the website and reapply. Really appreciate it. So he did that and followed up again. And this happened like 2 or 3 cycles. So then I saw him again just today. And he said he wasn't begging. He was in a very good mood, very happy guy, very hard worker. He's one of these guys that works like 12 to 16 hours a day. Very, very hardworking gentleman. Okay.
Okay.
And he goes, I just want an opportunity. It doesn't matter if it's here or somewhere else. I just want to talk with someone to see if I could be a good fit within their organization. I can't even get an interview. It's kind of crazy here in 2021 so far when a skilled, qualified candidate can't even get a job interview. But the market's flipped like that now. Is that right, Rick?
It is. And I hate to hear stories like that. And this is, you know what, JC, this is our fault. Us human beings, because we want the latest and greatest cutting edge technology. And we have companies out there that are willing to provide that cutting edge technology. And when they provide that technology, it's so advanced that it actually works against you. So think about what you just said. You referred the guy, and instead of these folks calling him and saying, "Hey, come on, let's talk," before they even want to talk to him, I don't see your resume on file. I don't see this application. Blah 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 blah. Let's wait until we get everything on file.
Applicant tracking system and input your data one more time. Maybe it didn't parse it the right way. There were too many tabs. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah.
Just invite the guy out to some wing shop well, I guess you can't do that these days, huh? Right?
No.
Not in New York, right? At least give him a Zoom meeting.
Well, actually, we are open back up. You can tables of 10, no later than 10 at night, and you have to order food, but you have to wear a mask when you eat. There's a whole thing.
There you go. 2 people having a conversation at a local shop at 8 a.m. Boom. There we go. At least do that. Talk to the guy. Give him a conversation, or just converse. Get to know what he is all about, instead of just putting them back and treating them like, what? Let me see. What? Another generic applicant. It just sucks, man. And
so where's that dividing line between the generic applicant and the applicant tracking system and reapply and do all these fantastical things, and actually taking that human approach? Actually taking that opportunity. What I mean by the dividing line there is, if you take that human approach to everything, you're going to be having lunch. You're going to be having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're going to be having brunch. You're going to be having dinner. You're going to be constantly in the restaurant, Rick. You're not even going to be in your office.
Well, that's why it depends. So this is where it's a little bit on you, bro, right? Because it depends how you hyped him up to your contacts.
Oh my gosh, he was a Michael Jordan of customer service.
Okay, Michael Jordan's in the Bulls or Michael Jordan's in the Wizards? Or Michael Jordan's in the White Sox?
Bulls. Like early Bulls. Like rookie year.
Not Michael Jordan in North Carolina, right? Where he was horrible. Got it. Okay.
No.
All right. Back at, see, so that's what I'm talking about. You have to be able to pace him up. You got to be able to bump him up in a way that contact you have is going to say, yes, let me call that guy and have a conversation. Yes. You got a question? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. It's more a comment.
Okay.
You and I know who Michael Jordan is.
Yes.
a good portion of our listeners will know who Michael Jordan is.
I don't know about that, but okay.
A certain cross section, which is probably more than half of the listeners, might think he makes a cologne or shoes. Like, we got to start using some. Yeah, we got to use some more modern references or something, you know? But anyway, go ahead. No, you make sense there. So
yeah, so here's the thing, right? Your contact has to make a decision.
So pumping it up, already pumped it up, did that whole thing. The contact over at the organization there, yes, they have to make a choice. End of the day, they made a choice that for this guy exploring options, yeah, it really wasn't working out. They made a business relationship choice that went weird, right?
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, what are you saying? Use your words.
That's what I'm trying to do. What am I, 5? Use the words, Ricky. Use the words. No, look. So depending how you hype them up to your contact has to make a decision on whether they are going to spend time on having a conversation with this person.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just another number. So you got to play that part too, right? And say, look, I know this guy's skill sets. I know what he can do for ABC organization. I really think you should connect with him and see what you can do because he might be able to help you fill a requisition insanely fast. That's the with him for your contact. That's the what's in it for them.
Yeah, but now if you've done that and you're not even hearing back, well, maybe you're not the contact that they thought you were or you thought they were, right? Maybe there's something different there that you were unaware of in the process.
Well, this is now on the contact. They should be able to call you and say, look, I had a conversation with the person. They're not who we were looking for. But you know what, JC? Thank you very much for sending them our way. That builds relationships. And that keeps that relationship there. But to completely ignore and don't do shit with it, then what are you going to send them again? Right?
Nothing.
Next person, Exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly.
It's literally over now. That's it. I'm done.
I'm starting to notice a lot of referral processes, a lot of business relationships that don't understand the concept of a two-way street. I don't know where they live, where everything is one way for them, but there has to be a two-way street. There has to be some kind of reciprocal agreement. I know I've got some business contacts. As a matter of fact, Wendy, the HR lady sellers, right? So she
Great
and
lady.
I have, love her to death.
Very good lady.
We have completely
I like that lady.
Opposite thought processes on many
Wait, you
things.
Do? Seriously?
No, we do. Yeah. She thinks
I had no idea.
Specific way. Oh, come on. Yes, you do.
You guys hate each other?
We don't hate each other, but we see the world a little differently from each other.
Why does she hate you?
She does not hate me. This is how rumors start, JC.
Oh,
Wendy,
my gosh.
do not listen to JC. Next time you see him, just punch him in the face. There you go. That's how we build relationships. No, dude, seriously. So we got different points of view on a lot of topics. But whenever just recently, I sent her a referral of a job I couldn't do because it was going to be like, I'm talking to the person today and they wanted to start next week. And I didn't have enough bandwidth. The first person I thought of, I'm like, you know what? Wendy can do this. So I call Wendy. I'm like, hey, Wendy, hope everything's well. I've got a job on my plate that I just cannot do. And I trust you enough to handle this person in the same way that I would to trust you with my name brand. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to introduce you to this person.
Trusting names with name brands.
There you go. I'm going to introduce you to this person, and you take it from there. You don't want to know why? Because I trust you with my name. Thank you very much.
He trusts you with his name.
Shutdown number 5. So she took the job, and she's doing it right now. Everything's going great.
Seriously?
She's very appreciative. Yeah.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. That's a give and take. You have two people that absolutely hate each other, and you're still helping each other conduct business.
Why?
It's a beautiful thing.
We do
so
not.
At the end of the day,
stop.
What?
I'm
going off of what you said. I like her a lot.
You just so
said
happy
that
we're recording.
I
am so happy we're recording.
I think you just said that she hates you, or you hate her.
No,
I can't remember. Oh, you don't?
No shit. No, we just got different views, dude. Right. But that's how relationships are supposed to work, right? Here you go, and they actually pick up the phone and call the person.
Kind of like, I'm taking out the recycling. Take out the garbage.
I don't get there. Okay, got it. That's mind-boggling. It really is. That really is mind-boggling for me.
You're finding your niche with these things. So look, when you when you have this plethora of candidates falling like water over the waterfalls, right? And
Yes.
now it's raining down. Look, it's raining down on you. You have candidates everywhere. Just candidate. It's a candidate lake, right?
I'm really uncomfortable right now.
Do you have too many candidates? Do you have is it the situation where this thing where it was maybe not even a year ago, where the employee had more power and control of their future and where things are going? Did the coin completely flip, and is the employee now in the other seat again?
Oh, yes, sir. There is we are in it's as far as unemployment is concerned, it is extremely high right now. Not because of the job market alone. Obviously, COVID had a lot to do with that. But now, as a recruiter, it makes it. I know I said before that high unemployment is great for a recruiter, horrible for the economy. Low unemployment is great for the economy, horrible for the recruiter. But I'm going to add to that and say high unemployment is, I guess, a little bit of a daunting task for a recruiter because now you have to sift out really true candidates because now there's a lot more BS out there.
As of January 8th, January 8th, 2021, Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that the total non-farm payroll employment declined by 140,000 employees in December, and the unemployment rate was unchanged at 6.7%.
6.7% unchanged.
Yeah.
Since when?
Well, back in September, I believe things were up to 7.9, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was higher than that, but okay, I get you. All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit higher than that, but it's all right. Just 2 years before it was at 3.9, 3.7, something like a 50-year low. I just figured it was a little bit higher than that. But
yeah, there was
look,
a lot going on.
even my recruiter right now.
My resource for that, by the way, was BLS.gov. Go ahead.
Got it. So my recruiter right now is having such a hard time just sifting through each applicant, each resume, just to make sure that it even meets the minimum criteria to even have a conversation with our recruiter for the specific job that we're hiring. Whereas unemployment is low, you can almost tell, right? It's from just looking at that resume, that is the right person to interview, not for the job, but to interview. They meet the minimum qualifications. So right now, as a recruiter, or even as a business partner or a referral, you have to come up with some kind of a process to where you are able to eliminate people automatically who just don't meet the minimum criteria. That way you're not wasting precious time talking to people who you're never ever going to materialize a relationship with, if that makes sense. So that's what people have to do these days, especially your friend that from the store. That's what he should do. He should go ahead and just start pounding the pavement, going to these networking events, albeit virtual, and introducing himself, making himself known. I mean, I guess that's what he's doing if he's talking to you about it, right? But he needs to take it a step further and attend these networking events that are virtually easy. Literally, get up, put a shirt on, I don't know, brush your teeth, comb your hair, go on camera. Boom. You don't need pants for that. Just don't pan down and don't walk away. You don't need that. It virtually is that easy these days. Yet people still don't do it. I cannot wrap my head around why. I don't know.
Customer service industry is pretty complex out there nowadays. There's a lot going on in the field. There's a lot of jobs out there. High turnover rate though at the same time.
It's funny you mentioned customer service, JC. I've experienced some things this weekend that makes me question whether the customer is as valuable as the customer was 20 years ago.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you why. I'm about to call a company by name. It's perfectly okay. I'm perfectly okay in doing this. Have you ever stayed in an Airbnb?
No.
Okay. Let me tell you, this is my sixth time staying at an Airbnb when the face of the franchise, Captain Dave, and I decided to go to St. Augustine. We're like, all right, cool. Let's get an Airbnb. Let's get a huge 4-bedroom house. Somebody else was coming. They backed out. But I got a huge 4-bedroom house with a huge backyard. Okay. So when you go on
Did
the
it-
Airbnb,
Did your wife go?
yeah, she went. Yeah, my wife went. His
So
wife
your
went.
girlfriend didn't go then?
I don't have a girlfriend.
No, that's who backed out. I understand. No, I get it now. The HR lady backed out because she hates you.
No, my wife.
No,
was
I'm
there.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
All right. So
but,
your wife's girlfriend backed out. She didn't show.
you dick. So yeah. So when you go to Airbnb on their app and you say,
Yeah.
"This is the house that I want," you click OK, reserve it for X amount of days, and it says you need to acknowledge the terms and conditions. So
Sure.
I'm one of those few people who actually read them. All right, I read them. Blah 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 blah. Awesome.
How many pages?
No, it was. I mean, it's you just scroll on your phone, so I don't know how many
All right.
pages it was. It was
Okay.
a fairly large document, right? But it all seemed pretty normal.
Sure.
And okay, no problem. I hit okay. I acknowledge. No problem. We're there. Regular stuff, about destroying the place. I get it. My responsibility. I get it. But when I hit okay, I get an email from the owner of the home, and she says, "Hey, we can't wait to have you in the home. When you get there, please make sure you read the manual." I'm like, ooh, manual. So I told Captain Dave and the face of the franchise, because the face was getting there first, but Captain Dave actually got there first. I'm like, "Hey, dude, let me know what this manual's all about." So I sent him the code or whatever to click in. So we get there.
I'm picturing this huge book in Aramaic, like on a shelf.
So you know what's funny? I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, this must be like something out of Game of Thrones. This humongous book with lights on it, like Pulp Fiction. When you open it, this light comes out. It's just weird. Anyway, so Dave sends me a picture of it. He's like, "Is this it?" And it's
I got it. Here it goes. Here it goes. Ricky, I found the manual. It's next to the macaroni and cheese.
not far from it.
What's it say? Ricky, chapter 27.5. It talks about the grass. St. Augustine.
That's where it came from, actually.
I know.
You're not too far from it, bro. You're not too far.
I know. Go on.
It wasn't that elaborate. It was like an ugly Trapper Keeper. You remember Trapper Keepers back in the day?
I love Trapper. Everyone loves Trapper Keeper. Yeah.
It's this ugly Trapper Keeper, and Dave sends me the picture. I'm like, "Is this it?" I'm like, "Dude, I guess so." It literally says manual on it, right? Read it. I'll get there in a few hours.
Maybe it was for Manuel.
Maybe. Maybe they misspelled Manuel. You're right. Anyway,
Wrong book, Dave. Wrong book.
Wrong book. Yeah. I get there. I just said hello to everybody. We had some pizza, drank. I didn't even look at the book. And then Dave was making fun of me. I was talking about, "Dude, you got to read that book." I'm like, "All right, fine." It wasn't until the following day. I'm like, "Let me see what this book is all about." I open it, and it is all these crazy instructions about the house, right? So here I go. I'm reading this manual. JC, let me tell you about these instructions on there. One of the instructions was when you're about to check out, collect all the towels, strip all the beds, all the linen from the bed, and you put it in the laundry room. If you fail to do this, it's a $45 charge.
Ricky, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not done.
Okay.
If you use the dishes, you need to clean them in the dishwasher, have them clean, and if they don't fit, you need to wash the dishes by hand. If you don't do this, it's another $45.
Makes sense.
If you track dirt into the house, that's another $45.
So clean up after yourself.
If you check out and the thermostat is not back at 74 degrees, that's another $45. If you're staying there on a Tuesday and you don't take the trash out for the regular collection, it's another $45. JC, I wouldn't mind that if A, I would have known about that when I first signed up, and B, I didn't get charged $175 for a cleaning fee.
So just pay the $175 and walk out the door.
No, no. JC,
but if you knew in
paid
advance,
it.
No,
JC, part of the bill of the complete out the door price includes
Included that.
175. Yes. So I'm like, wait a minute. Hold
Oh,
on.
wait
Hold on.
now.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
The
Not only,
switcheroo.
yeah, dude. So not only am I paying $175 cleaning fee, but I'm making that cleaning fee person's job 1,000 times easier. Forget the fact that I'm on vacation, right?
Yeah.
just because when I go on vacation, I don't want to deal with it. That's the definition of vacation, right? You don't want to deal with any of that shit. I don't know why that bothered the shit out of me, man.
Well, it should. That's over 300 something bucks there, right?
So I sent her a message, and I'm like, "Hey, I understand all these things need to happen. I get
350,
it. Some
right?
people,
350. My math is slow.
if I don't do all that stuff, yeah, I didn't do the calculation in my head, but I'm like, is this really legit? And she's like, yeah, it's. I'm pretty strict about it. And I'm like, what about the $175 cleaning fee?
Yeah.
Because now I'm gonna have my whole family and everybody pulling all these things together to make sure we don't get charged, right?
Right.
So she was just like, I'm sorry, those are the terms and conditions you agreed to. And I'm like, excuse me, I did not. I agreed to Airbnb's terms and conditions, which, by the way, I read. Those things were not on there. This, you told me after I clicked pay and I gave you my $1,000 or whatever it was. That's when you said, please make sure you read the manual. So I'm not going to do any of this. And if you charge me, that's fine. I'll dispute it because you know what? I didn't agree to this to book this room, and I didn't get a chance to review it. And had I had that chance to review it, I definitely would have gone somewhere else. Right?
Wow.
So, you know, I'm not by myself. So everybody's like, Ricky, let's do it. So fine. So we stripped everything and we cleaned everything. And I'm like, I can't believe we did.
You wanted to fight the good fight, though. You were ready.
That's not fair, dude. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not fair.
If you didn't charge me, I completely get it. Because you know what?
Sure.
You know, it's a business. I completely
yeah,
understand
but
that.
hang on, though. Isn't this a lot like being hired into a job for one general job description, and then when you start the job, you're actually doing something else?
Right.
We're hiring for an administrative assistant. Little did you know you were doing analytical research with your law degree background that you didn't have.
Right?
Making coffee, taking runs in the Uber. Yeah.
I'm a dry cleaner, right? No, bro, I just cannot believe it. And then so
I'm getting a kick out of it because the homeowner played the HR switcheroo on an HR guy.
Oh yeah, but I wasn't having that shit. But you know, the people I was with were like, you know what? Come on, let's do it.
So what do you do then? What do you do from here? You're gonna call Airbnb? Are you gonna follow up on this? Are you gonna file a lawsuit?
No, I'm not.
I mean, should you have to double pay for service though?
Absolutely not.
Well, and you just did.
I did not because they wanted.
So you're going to dispute it.
Because now I didn't strip my linen in my master bedroom. So if they charge me for it, I'm going to dispute it to Airbnb and tell them, look, I didn't agree to this. Show me where I said I agree that this was something that was binding between me and the homeowner, which is not. I can fight it. I'm okay with that, right? And again, I don't want to come across like I'm a slob, but I'm on vacation. I was already charged for a cleaning fee, right? No different than a hotel room, right? That they have cleaning people who have a job to do. Yes.
I'm not a rich man. And when I go on vacation, I go into the lockdown Bioscope compound.
Okay.
There's alarms on the door. You're lucky to even get out in the middle of the night if you need to take a walk. I'm telling you, it's there's guard dogs. It's a whole nine. If you haven't been there in the middle of the night, it's scary. So on the Bioscope, no. I got to finish this. On the Bioscope compound, when you lay down at night, there's pictures of demons on the wall staring at you. There's one thing. The second thing, the guard dogs, they literally sit outside your door, and then they track you through the place at the same time. There's so much. It's a very, very hard. Okay, I'm sorry. Over to you.
No, I'm listening. And what I wanted to say is that I know to the audience that may sound that you're exaggerating, and I want the audience to know.
I'm not.
Unfortunately, you're not.
I'm not.
You're
really not
exaggerating. Yeah,
this is reality. Yeah. And then at like 2 a.m, when you're sitting down, you finally had, you know, maybe a puff of your last cigar, right? And the cognac has finally dripped away. What happens? All the smart devices turn on and ask, would you like for us to call 911? We are listening to you. Have you
That
thought
was
about
creepy.
deja vu, voodoo dolls and stuff like weirdness, man? Like all over the board. So at the Biosco compound, though, when you wake up in the morning for bacon and pancakes, because a big breakfast happens every day. It's
That's
7 o'clock on
That's
the
right.
dot, period, no matter what.
Mhm.
And when you get up, you have to make your bed. You have to make your bed
Mm. Mm. I mean, if you're a
because the room
guest,
is a multi-use office at the same time. And if you're not in the multi-use office, you're in the child's room, and your name's Captain Dave, and your feet are hanging off the end of the bed, and you're way too big for the child bed, way too big. So
yeah,
you got to take it. And if you're sleeping in the bathtub, that's a different ball of wax. Then
that's
you wind up on the cover art of a podcast.
you're
You
not
know,
wrong
I
there.
don't know.
You're not wrong there either.
Anyway,
But you're staying at somebody's house, man, right?
so were you.
And
So were
no,
you though.
but it was an agreement. It was a contractual agreement that I treat everything with respect. There was not a contractual agreement that if I don't do certain things that I normally wouldn't do on vacation, that I would get charged for it. And I did not agree to that. So I can argue that legally.
But that's part of the reason why you paid the fee up front to Airbnb, not knowing that there was going to be a duplication of that fee within the standard house agreement when you
Correct.
got there in the Manuel.
Correct. Correct. Now, granted, if I stay like at a resort or a hotel for about a week or so, yeah, I try to make it as easy as possible for the cleaning people, but I'm not going to go out of my way to do their job for them. Again, I'm on vacation, but I'm not going to be a slob neither and make their job unnecessarily more difficult than what it has to be. But she wasn't being reasonable. Not only that, which, you know what? I'll tell you what, she was actually cool about this. As soon as we got there, our bathroom door, which was sliding, it was completely, literally off the rails. And I don't want to get charged for that because that's what this man. I'm like, what the hell? No, hell no.
So you actually
picture, video. No,
You repaired the facility while you were there.
no. The face and that. To face said, man, don't call him. We got this. I'm like, oh fuck, he's gonna break it. He's gonna break it. He's gonna break it. So he's drunk. He's smoking and he's doing his thing. Next thing you know, we go in and he's like, I got this. So he's pulling the damn door. Like, I don't know how but he's like almost yanking it out of the wall.
Like a
And I'm like,
pocket door, though, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah, you have to.
you had to be there to see. I thought he
Okay.
was yanked the thing out of the freaking wall. And I'm like, bro, let me call the owner. Let her know. Let the professionals handle this. What do you think you're looking at? A professional. I got this. I'm like, oh, dude.
It's not wrong.
No. Like an hour into it, we couldn't do it, right? So I'm like, let me email the freaking lady. I emailed her. So she said, I can have somebody there in 2 hours. I'm like, cool. We're gonna be out in town, so if we're not here, we're perfectly cool if they come in and fix it. No problem. So the guy gets there before we do. I mean, before we leave. And as soon as he comes in, he's got this deep, deep accent, right? And I'm like, oh, this is gonna go well, because as soon as the face hears the accent, he's like, hold up, man, where you from? I was like, well, what do you think I'm from? And I can't do this accent, right? And he's like, I don't know, but not from St. Augustine, I'll tell you that right now. Right? So we all thought he was from England, but my wife asked him. He was from Australia, right? So he's in there. He's a handyman. He's fixing everything, and we're telling them everything that's wrong in the house. And I'm trying to find out a little bit about the owner, because we only see her on Airbnb. And I'm like, hey, are these charges legit? He's like, oh, dude, yes, yeah, just they're really legit. I hear a lot of complaints about them. Just do what you just try to avoid them as much as possible. I'm like, Roger that. I got you. Thanks for the insight. But yeah, man.
Insight from Manuel.
If I do an employee handbook or a manual, I'm gonna call it the Employee Manual.
Employee Manuel.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
wicked weird. Wicked
no, but-
weird.
Airbnb didn't exist 10 years ago. And
Right.
I would never think for a hotel to talk to their guests or request their guests to do these kind of things, right? And again, if I wasn't in charge up front, I get it, but I was. And I already paid for this, so I just didn't like that. So anyway, I'm waiting to see if they charge me. If they do, I'll dispute it. But I think this is going to be the last time I get an Airbnb, to be honest, man. I think
Really?
it is. Yeah. Another thing kind of freaked me out. We're
The
outside.
cameras?
Are you serious? Did you talk
Did
to
you
the
see
face?
cameras? No.
Uh, okay, because we did.
You know they all have cameras though, right?
So here's the thing, right?
And Airbnb's actually got in trouble for cameras in the past, being in some non-common rooms.
Hidden cameras. That's right. So, so anyway, the face, Captain Dave and I are outside having some adult beverages. The face's son is there too. He said hi, by the way. And my son comes out with this tablet. He's like, Daddy, can I use this iPad? And I'm like, where'd you get that from? And I look at it. Apparently, there's a tablet in the kitchen that has all the cameras in the house. And I'm like, the hell is this? So I'm toggling through, and there we are, outside in the back. There's another one on the other side of the house, and there's another one on the front of the house.
That makes
So
sense. Safe.
it makes sense, but then
Right.
paranoid Captain Dave and I started thinking, I wonder what else has cameras. So we started looking everywhere on the outside of the house, following all the different lines into the house. We didn't know where they went. So I'm like, gosh, should we tell the wives about this? Right? Because we didn't want to freak them out. We didn't know where they went, right? But we didn't want to freak them
To
out.
every single smoke detector.
Uh-huh. Well,
Yeah,
let me tell you.
probably.
Let me tell you, my wife changed somewhere else. And if there was a camera in the smoke detector in the bathroom, they're going to have to wash their eyes out with bleach, man, because all they saw was me. That's all they saw.
No one else showered. That's so
No.
gross.
No, we showered, right?
That is so
But-
gross. No, that's the first thought that came to mind when you're like, all you're going to see is me. Like, you're the only one washing.
That's
What are
all
you-
you're going to see.
Oh,
But no, but it obviously we didn't see any cameras there. I know Airbnb did get in trouble not too long ago. Although it wasn't them, right? It's somebody else's house on their platform. Although they should
Yeah.
have a little bit more stringent security measures. But yeah, man, it's
or
just,
or stringent cleaning measures. For that matter.
yeah, no. Apparently, their measures for cleaning it's too stringent. They want us to pretty much be a housekeeper the entire time we're there. So, yeah, it's just it rubbed us the wrong way. And I think next time we're either gonna do a cruise or we're just gonna stay on Disney property. So,
It robbed you the wrong way. That's what you said?
it rubbed.
It robbed me the wrong way. It took that money right out of my pocket.
Yeah,
with
you know
both
what?
hands smiling.
Kind of felt that way too, man. Kind of felt that way. No, but it got us talking.
What else do you have on the topic?
Well, it just got us talking about customer service in general.
Yes.
And how customer service right now in the COVID era changed radically to what it was 2 years ago. For example, the airline industry. Lately, you're starting to see in the airline industry that if you even sneeze the wrong way, they treat you like a criminal and they kick you out of a plane. And I just don't understand where the sense of customer service left the customer service industry. Now, I
See,
get it.
that's also part of the hard part too. You go to a doctor's office, you go to certain places up here at least,
Mhm.
and people have been replaced with kiosks that you could actually, you go through. You got to do a push button test whether or not you have COVID. Then you could ask to get food or get an appointment, or I'm here to see so and so, and then before it commits and agrees that you can go do that, swipe your credit card. And then, well, that's transactions processing. They're getting in touch, and there it is. It's all set. Beautiful fandangle. 5 minutes to 25 minutes tops.
That's
in front
efficient.
of a kiosk.
That's
yeah.
efficient. Okay.
Where the actual human would take 3 and make you feel good about your life. It's okay. We have machines now.
Well, no, but I mean, what's next now, right? Yeah, we do have those machines right now.
Neuralink is what's next. Don't
let
even get me
Elon-
started.
Don't even get me started with that.
He's hiring. He put out a tweet today. If you could pull up the Elon Musk Twitter for me, please.
Yeah.
They are in the process right now of hiring to work for Neuralink, and he's heavily promoting this on the Twitter. And by heavily, I mean he put up one tweet. But like I do, he could tweet one time and crash the stock market. This guy's
He
huge,
could.
right?
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
Well, he kind of GameStop,
Well,
stonks,
We haven't talked
Elon.
about that.
Yeah, we don't need to. Everyone's
Yeah.
talking about it. It's fine. We all know what
It's
happened,
interesting. No, we
and
don't.
it's still going on right now. We
Yeah,
need
it
to
is.
follow up on that in like a week or two. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they do.
he's going to be hiring over Neuralink in Austin, Texas, and out in California. If you want a job with Neuralink, that's going to be the company that Elon Musk is getting started up right now. They're going to be putting chips in the brain. So it's kind of funny. I'm not going to get the vaccine. You're putting chips in me. Not from Bill Gates. Elon's like, yo, I got a chip for your brain. They're like, oh, yeah.
Well, wait,
Let's
I
do
see
it,
it
brother.
here.
Yeah.
I see the tweet. It says, please consider working at Neuralink! Exclamation point. Short term, solve brain / spine injuries. Long term, human / AI symbiotic.
Symbiotic.
No, symbiosis. Not symbiotic.
Symbiosis.
Symbiosis. There you go. Ladder will later. Ladder? He said ladder. Will be species level important. Work in either of our Bay Area or Austin locations. So he's really pushing this.
Dude,
But
so the first part of that, what's it before the word you couldn't pronounce? What was the first part of that again? Prosthesis, right?
no.
Prosthetics?
No. Solve brain spine injuries. That's the short term goal. Long
Dude.
term is human AI.
So brain spine injury repair through Neuralink. Can you friggin' imagine? Unbelievable. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of this. I'm not ready to sign up to have anything put in me, but I'm looking forward to see the use of technology where this goes.
I don't know, man. I think we can learn a lot from 80s and early 90s science fiction movies about these things. And
if you can put an implant in to help someone hear, why can't you put in an implant to help someone walk?
Because the ear,
and that's what he's working on.
It's the ear. It's something different, man. But whoa, wait a minute. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm seeing this for the first time right now. I'm on the Twitter feed. Dustin Diamond passed away?
Yeah.
Really?
Bring it up. Go ahead, read it off. Hang on.
It's time for
Current events this week brought to you in part by Ricky's trip to St. Augustine that we're going to keep hearing about for the rest of the show. No, he went somewhere and I'm locked down.
You're an asshole.
So, Ricky, first story, over to you.
Yeah, so breaking, Saved by the Bell, Dustin Diamond has died at the age of 44. Weeks after he was diagnosed with cancer, his manager says. He had lung cancer. I did not know that. This is like breaking, this is today.
Yeah.
Where was I today?
Working.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and for those of you who don't know, Dustin Diamond, he was in the show back in the 80s or early 90s called Saved by the Bell. He was Screech in that show. Wow, so young. He was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer in January. And he passed away today, 4 hours ago, according to this. Wow. I'm sorry, that's hitting me right now, and I was not aware. Thank you for making me look up the Elon Musk tweet, which brought me to this. And, okay, sorry. That was not planned at all. It really was not.
Your next story is coming over to JC right here. We're going to head over to the TysonsReporter.com. This was put together by Angela Woolsey. Stop by TysonsReporter.com for the full story. But the town of Vienna has hired a longtime hotel industry worker as its new human resource director. Michelle Crabtree is taking over as Vienna's HR director from Maggie Kane. Maggie Kane served with the role for more than 6 years before retiring on Monday. Crabtree is coming to Vienna off of a 15-year tenure working in HR for Hyatt Regency in Crystal City, where she also provided support to hotels in Virginia, D.C., Maryland, and all points in between. Big round of applause going out to Michelle Crabtree.
Dude, I love how you grab these random pieces of news about people getting promoted into HR. And we're like, yay, all right. We have no idea who they are. Okay,
I'm going to tell you something, though. How excited would you be to find out JC announced the fact that I got promoted on HR Talk? I mean,
You're
that's a
right.
big deal.
And they'll be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Who the hell is JC? I don't know
Yeah,
what
well,
this show is
I
all
didn't
about."
comb my hair today, so I
Okay.
don't look like myself, but it's fine.
Got it.
I did get a haircut and a shave for my Instagram followers, so I did get that taken care of.
Oh, are they
I'll
happy?
have another picture out there
Oh,
for
that's
you
so sweet.
pretty soon.
That's nice.
All right,
That's
our
great.
next story is going to be going over to Ricky.
Oh, wait, I'm supposed to bring up that story? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah. Keep the music going. Keep the music going. What are you doing? Stop. Okay.
All right, you're out of time. You're out of time.
I was not. Unemployment fraud audit creates fresh questions for Newsom.
Oh, what do you got,
Oh
brother?
my God, I don't know. That's just the
Who's it from and who's the writer, please?
Well, this is from the Seattle Times, and before, let me guess, I accept cookies. I know I got it. This is from the Seattle Times. This story is by Kathleen Ronayne, or Renee, whatever. And what she's talking about is in the face of new scathing audits about California failure to prevent billions in unemployment insurance fraud, Governor Gavin Newsom's administration is putting blame on the federal government and declining to share details about how often he was briefed on the problem. So it sounds like, they knew about it and they didn't do anything about that fraud. It's not looking good for the folks in California. So state auditors Elaine Howell found Thursday the state agencies that oversees unemployment benefits paid out at least, JC, $10.4 billion in fraudulent claims due to significant missteps and inaction. At one point, just 2 people were assigned to look into reports of 1,000 fraudulent claims per day.
What's the website that you're on? What is this? What's your source?
SeattleTimes.com.
Who wrote this?
SeattleTimes.com. This is Kathleen. Hold on. Ronayne.
And what date? What's the date on this piece?
The date on this piece is January 28th, 2021 at 10:01 p.m. specifically.
All right, I'm jumping in. Sorry.
Go ahead.
January 28th, 2021. United States Attorney's Office, Eastern District of Michigan, justice.gov for immediate release. 3 defendants charged in 2 unemployment fraud cases combined losses exceed $500,000. Now, they could claim whatever they want in the article that you were reading. You can't say they're not making moves and doing what they can, though.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to bring the evidence to the table, right?
Got it, yes.
So in this particular instance, 3 defendants have been charged via criminal complaints for their roles in 2 separate unemployment insurance benefit fraud schemes, announced by U.S. Attorney Matt Schneider. Joining in the announcement were Special Agent in Charge Tim Waters, FBI, and Irene Lindow, Special Agent in Charge Chicago Region, U.S. Department of Labor, Office of the Inspector General. One complaint charges that a person by the name of Johnson, 44 years old, of Shelby Township, and Larry, 45, of Hoppa Woods. Hoppa Woods.
Hoppa Woods.
Of Harper Woods. Of Hoppa Woods. With mail fraud, female fraud, wire fraud, and conspiracy. That's so funny. I slipped it in there. I wanted to see if you would catch that.
Got it.
That's not in the story.
Okay.
And conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud. Johnson and Larry were arrested today. Now, it caused a loss to the state of Michigan of over $150,000. It alleged that Johnson and Larry filed dozens of complaints in other states, including California, Arizona, and Nevada, causing an additional loss in excess of $300,000. The complaint alleges that Johnson filed a number of claims in her own name, while Larry filed multiple claims in the names of people who had names similar to his own, such as Larry Witherspoon. Both Johnson and Larry are alleged to have filed their claims using other people's social security numbers. They then deposited the money into a variety of banks, some connected to prepaid debit cards. An important mission of the Office of the Inspector General is to investigate allegations of fraud related to unemployment insurance benefits programs. We will continue to work with law enforcement partners to protect the integrity of unemployment insurance benefit programs, said Irene Lindau, Special Agent in Charge, Chicago Region, U.S. Department of Labor, Office of Inspector General.
Meanwhile, in California, 1,000 fraudulent claims per day are being audited by 2 people. 2 people. I don't know, California.
It's COVID. It's COVID. They can't have more than 2 people in the office at a time. It's a very, very small place there, you know?
I mean, it's almost, I gotta hope they're working from home, right? But even if they are, California, give a brother a call.
So
you
the
have
whole
a staffing
state,
issue.
2 people?
That's
what it's saying.
Hold on. I quote.
Who's the author?
All right. Oh my goodness, Kathleen Ronaney. Good Lord, man.
According to Kathleen and her
According
research.
to Kathleen, she said that State Auditor Elaine Howe found Thursday the state agency oversees these benefits that paid out over $10 billion. It's the reason it's fraudulent is due to significant misstep because they only had 2 people assigned to look at these reports 1,000 cases a day. So let's say 500 cases each. How many hours in a day? Come on, dude. Of course. Look, here's the funny part. The audit also found that the agency paid at least $810 million to prison inmates who file these.
Wow. Well, hey, you know,
Governor
they're
Newsom,
not working.
you need help, brother. You need
They're not
help.
working.
They're not working. Yeah, they are. They're working at the yard. They're making license plates for 4 cents an hour. Yeah, they're working. They're employed gainfully.
You know what we didn't test out before we started recording today?
What?
Are you able to play video and send that feed of the audio through the system here to me at the same time? Can you pull up a video and play it?
I think
because
I'm
there's
able to.
3 videos in the current event links that we should probably get to.
Got you. Hold on.
With that being said, hang on a second right here.
Which one?
Well, you start with the first one. You work your way down. So this first video coming to us from the Tiki-Taki AAMG Coins on TikTok is going to be talking about real estate, depression, economics, money, and the Fed. Let's see if this is a real deal right here. What do you got, Baez?
It's coming.
You could narrate.
Don't know if you can see that way off in the background there, but that's Macy's. They're closing. And JCPenney's, as I discussed, is closed. Sears is gone. Dillard's is gone. The question that remains, of course, is what the hell is going to happen with all this real estate? There are malls all over the United States. I just walked through this one. I remember when my daughter and I were amazed that there were 20 open stores. There were 20 empty stores in this mall. This was only a few years ago. And we were like, man, that's bad. I just walked through the exact same mall, and there are 89 empty stores. Now, I don't know how many stores there are here, but it can't be more than about 110. So there's probably 20 stores, and there are 90 empty spaces. This is going to happen all around the country. What's that lead to?
What's his handle on TikTok there?
AAMG Coins. That's it. AAMG.
You know, he brings up a real good point there when you think about all these empty storefronts and stuff like that. And by the way, I know you're doing the video at the same time today. I only see your desktop. I didn't get to see the video presentation of the guy there. But we do have 2 more coming up momentarily. Audio came across great, though. Very good. He brings up a fantastic point, though, when we're talking about, like, all these stores leaving and everything happening like that. It's kind of a big deal, Rick.
You remember Spain, 1998?
I do.
Barcelona.
Kind of.
I know, me too, right?
Ish.
You remember we told that because we heard out in town, hey, there's a new mall called the Mighty Magnum Mall, and we told the cab driver take us there.
Oh yeah. And it was empty.
A mall. No, it wasn't empty. It was a mall.
Totally empty.
That instead of having stores, they had bars and restaurants in each place where they had stores. Maybe they should do that. Maybe that's what should happen. But you
Oh
know
my
what?
gosh. Could you imagine?
I tell
Could
you
you
what,
imagine?
that'd be great.
No longer is it the Mall of America, it's the Bar of America. Let's go to the Weed Wing.
I mean, I'm telling you,
Is that once it's legalized, right? You know?
yeah, go have a weed wing, right? And then on the other side, a bunch of crappy food, because you know they're gonna make money off that. People are gonna come over. Let me get donuts, deep fried, and pork fat. Boom, done. All
Yeah,
right.
but with COVID, you'd have 2 people in there.
It's better
You'd
than
be
done.
you'd be like you were working on unemployment claims in California. You know what I mean?
No,
Crazy.
you know what though? I do know some malls that have anchor stores that have left, and they left a big open space, and the government has actually rented those spaces out for COVID vaccines. For COVID vaccines administration. So that's a short-term fix. I don't know what the long-term fix is going to be. He's got a point.
Coming up, we have another clip here from TikTok from Jackson. When you're ready, Ricky, take it away.
If you don't want to hear the truth, keep scrolling.
I don't think you want to hear the truth. 9 times out of 10, men only want that one thing because you've only got that one thing to offer. And the reason that they leave after you get that one thing is because you're not any good at it. They find out the Corvette has a 4-cylinder inline. See, you're pretty, so men always chase you to try to get down into your pants. But then when they got down into your pants, they found out you're just fucking boring. So once they got there, they left, which is why you think they only want the one thing, and then they just leave after they get it. Because you suck at that one thing, because there was never any pressure on you to get better at that one thing. And if you string them along and give them the one thing, they still leave, because it turns out there was never any pressure on you to develop a personality. Here you are giving advice to people to play stupid games with holding sex as some kind of reward, because it's the only thing that you have to offer. You don't offer anything in terms of intellectual stimulation or companionship that would make someone stay around. And instead of learning that, you learn to play stupid games, which makes the worst people stay around and then get bored with your lame stuff.
If you don't want to hear the truth, keep scrolling.
Wow.
I don't think you want...
Oh, wow, Rick.
Dude.
Take it away.
Take it away? What the hell?
Unbelievable. This, you know, you get a lot of things on the internet. You talk about work advice, life advice, things like this guy is raw.
I don't know if I should take advice from a guy whose TikTok handle is Snort Cough. That's his handle, Snort Cough. And wow.
I'm gonna tell you something. I don't have a dog
There's
in that
something
fight.
to that. But wait a minute. Wait.
I don't have a dog in that fight, but he's bringing up something that could be logical, I suppose. But
no.
I don't know. I don't know what to think. What are you about to say?
I guess what I'm about to say is the reason relationships don't work is because there's misunderstandings and out of whack expectations from each other. So if you expect, I guess from what he's saying, more of that one thing than what the other person is willing to give, then yeah, somebody's gonna leave. Communicate expectations in any relationship, and you're gonna be okay. Boom,
okay,
done.
You grabbed the bait, and that's exactly what I was hoping that you were gonna do. So the management of expectations, take that and flip it exactly to the workforce. How is that any different? It's not.
It's not different. It really is not different, right? If you communicate to your employees the expectations, and those expectations are reasonable, and the employee is okay with them, and you as an employee perform to those expectations, everybody's going to be happy. Unless the employee expects to be paid appropriately to what they're expected to do, then the employee has an unreasonable or doesn't have the right expectations, and boom, then that person leaves. Or they get fired. Either way, same shit, right? Communicate your expectations, make sure you understand them, and continue on with that relationship. Done.
Your last current event story is going to be another video from TikTok for you right here. This is all about a wrongful termination, followed by a wrongful termination, followed by a defamation suit. Let's hear from Stephanie, that tattoo girl.
I'm on my way to do it. I'm gonna do it. I did it! Okay, story time. I used to work for a very large company, and they fired me. Well, I won a wrongful dismissal, so I went back, and they fired me again. And I won that wrongful dismissal too. This time I'm not going back. But they still have a statement posted on their website justifying and explaining my wrongful dismissal. So I sued them for defamation of character. This should be interesting.
Stop. What the hell are you talking about? Get my pretty name out of you.
When
she
you get a
didn't mention
chance,
the
you gotta
name?
pause it because there's.
I gotta read it.
Yeah, you gotta mute the video and play it back through, and then when it hits that article, you gotta pause it real quick. She threaded a actual press release in there from the organization, right? So let's get this straight. So she was fired, wrongfully terminated, hired back, wrongfully terminated again, filed a defamation suit, and won that as well. Like at some point, when does HR realize they're maybe not doing the right thing in this situation, Rick?
I don't know, but I'm replaying it again, and I'm gonna stop it right when she shows it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and read it. I'm getting there.
So
Hold on a
the
second.
stopping it is going to be stopping on a press release that was put together by the actual
company.
organization that had hired her, fired her, hired her, defamed her, and this article is part of the defamation suit, allegedly.
And I'm confused about that because I don't know any organization in their right mind that wants to stay in business and away from expensive legal issues to go ahead and put that out there. Okay, I have it. Are you ready?
All right, what's it say?
Termination of Miss Stephanie Kadelenkoff. Okay, fine. Out of respect for our employees, CP, I guess that's the organization, does not normally comment on individual personnel decisions. In the case of former employee Stephanie, I'm not even going to try her last name again. However, she has raised concerns regarding her termination on November 21st, 2017 in the media, and we want to clarify matters. Railway safety is a top priority at CP. Stephanie's termination related to her decision to post photos of herself in unsafe situations on railway property and equipment committing railway safety violations, along with disparaging remarks regarding the company. Her termination was not about her posting of personal photos or information per se that were not related in some way of the railway safety and CP. All unionized train and engine employees are subject to the same rules, regulations, and company policies, and their standardized grievances process in place to deal with individual personnel decisions. Stephanie has brought a grievance to her union and will receive a hearing through the process. To respect the process, we will not be commenting further on this matter. CP is a diverse, equal opportunity employer with established policies and programs regarding its employment equity, affirmative action, workplace accommodations, and return to work disability. And it stops right there.
All right. So, and she filed the defamation suit for that press release.
So here's the thing. I'm
Talk
not
to
an
me.
attorney.
Right.
But I do know for a fact that if it's true, it's not defamation or slander. It's not. It's only defamation or slander if it's not true. But if it's true, then maybe why would they put out that press release if it was not true? Right? So maybe they put that out there to save themselves a lot of money in legal issues. But here's the thing. Here's what I noticed. I noticed that is not a U.S. company. That is a Canadian company. But nonetheless, I agree with what they say. We normally don't do this. I don't know of any organization that would communicate that unless it was a key employee within the organization and their shares in the stock market would be hurt because of the firing. Then I would understand why they would put that out there. But if she is taking pictures of herself in an unsafe manner out there, if that is true, I will fire her as well. Just saying.
Strong words.
I don't know how true it is, but
From a strong man, Ricky Bias.
That's me.
It's time for Florida Man Story.
Florida Man Stories this week brought to you in part by free promotion here for Fox 35 Orlando and the amazing news staff at Fox 35 Orlando. Stop by fox35orlando.com where you can read stories from Fox 35 Orlando. So Chad Lucas, 32 years old, of Davie, claimed $15 million. The $15 million top prize from the $15 million Gold Rush Special Edition scratch-off game. He chose to receive his winnings in a one-time lump sum payment of $10,440,000.
Smart guy.
Lucas purchased his winning ticket from a Texaco located at 1501 State Road 84 in Fort Lauderdale. The retailer themselves will receive a $30,000 bonus commission for selling the winning ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations going out to Chad Lucas.
Everybody and their mother's going to reach out to him. How'd you know I won the money? HR talk, don't you know?
Exactly. Do you want a bad Florida man story? Do you want a bad one?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
This is actually breaking news bad.
Story!
From WFLA.com, Florida man charged with trying to join ISIS, according to the Associated Press 1 hour ago out of Gainesville, Florida. Authorities say a former Florida resident has been returned to the United States after traveling to Turkey and attempting to join the Islamic State group. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Gainesville announced Monday that 33-year-old Mohammed Fatih Suleiman, a U.S. citizen, has been charged with attempting to provide material support for a designated foreign terrorist organization. If convicted, he faces up to 20 years in prison. According to the criminal complaint, the Florida man traveled from Orlando to Turkey in June of 2014. He was arrested by Turkish authorities and accused of illegally crossing into Syria and charged with being from Florida. Officials say a search of Suleiman's emails revealed attachments that contained various audio files that consisted of messages calling for bad things to happen.
Wait. His charges was crossing into Syria illegally and being from Florida.
I may have made that part up,
okay,
but
thank
it
you,
sounded
bro,
good. It fit into the story. I'll always tell you when I'm making it up, but it threaded in very good then.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Tell me.
I'm willing to bet that any prisoner here in the United States gets way better treatment than being in ISIS. How is it a punishment to bring him back? You know what? Leave him there. Leave him there. Leave him there with ISIS. Let him do his thing. Why bring him back?
I have no comment on the matter. This is it's
to
crazy.
me,
It's crazy breaking news.
I'll leave them there. You know what? Stay there. If you ever get tired of them and you want to quit and you're trying to come back home, guess what? Your passport, everything is completely destroyed. You're no longer a citizen. You give up your citizenship as soon as you decide to do some bull crap like that. Boom. I'm running for president 2024. I'm going to run on that platform. That's what I'm going to do. If you decide to leave and join a terrorist group, your passport is denied. No entry. Sorry. Stay over there. Done. I'm sure I'll win.
It's that time in the show where it's time to go around the room for final thoughts. Final thoughts. Ricky, over to you.
Final thoughts. Look, I'm still a little bit bitter about the customer service happening in this country right now. So let me leave you guys with this thought. When it comes to customer service, the customer is not necessarily always right. But dang it, at the end of the day, that is another human being. At the very least, they deserve respect, dignity, and a pretty good human contact relationship. Let's get back to that. Done.
My final thought. I am absolutely, completely blown away today by that, the full reading of the current event article that you had there in regard to Screech, a.k.a. Dustin Diamond, passing away. That's stage 4 cancer. That was not long ago that they announced finding that. I think, and I hope at some point there's more of focus in the healthcare industry on early detection. I think that when people have problems and they go to their doctor and bring it up, sometimes it gets pushed off, right? Suck it up, buttercup, keep pressing on. Well, I got a lump here. This isn't right. You know what? Don't worry about that lump. Everyone gets the lumps. These are just lumpy lumps. There's problems. And the system needs a little bit of an overhaul. That's all I'm going to say. Needs a little more focus on treating the person and the overall problem rather than just waiting for specific symptoms. You know, some things are further connected in this world than what we realize. And to that's the end of my final thought, because really we're all connected, and we are more amazing together than we are apart. You know, with that being said, Mr. Bias, what are some of the best ways people can find you?
Everywhere social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Look us up, HR Talk Podcast. Anywhere you get your social media goodness, that's where you can find us. YouTube, we're starting to put the videos on YouTube now. And wherever you get your podcast, whatever platform you use, whether it's Google, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, it doesn't matter. Give us a like, subscribe, let us know what you think. It would really help us out. Digging the music, though.
We have rebranded now, like 4 or 5 different times. We are near the 300s in the series here. What episode was this, Rick?
This is episode Hold on. I'm looking it up right now.
Episode Twi.
This is episode 276.
Episode 276 of HR Talk. Thanks for stopping by. It's been a pleasure to have you here. I'm JC. On behalf of Ricky Bias, drive safe. Have a good night.
I got to give me some glow sticks.